father actually, some of his family were actually brethren. They were Plymouth Brethren.
Oh, is that right?
They were Plymouth Brethren. But my father, and really, although he did believe, he never joined a church. His parents' church, St Kilmarnock's. My other grandparents lived there. I told you my mother's parents lived up, near where we were at the deck. But my other
family too, a little bit. Yeah, I've got a son who has trouble with that.
I remember being in hospital with it. He'd had it for many years, and we could only think of like 2 other times where he was really quite bad. In fact, one of the times he nearly died. He collapsed, and he was at a conference in Edinburgh, and he was on his way back to my dad was a doctor. He was on his way back to the train station, and he collapsed, and I was found him and ran into a chemist and got him. My Aunt Bunty, she came from Ricarton, and she was married in the church in Ricarton. I don't know whether you remember when you were here before. Do you remember the church? It's very, very close to the church.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Lived right at the side of the church.
So this is the street they lived on.
I don't think it comes sort of naturally to me. I'm not a person who would go into a meeting and go out and stand up there at the front. I'm not like that. I'm really quite a shy person.
All right, we can adjust for that.
That's all the information that I printed off.
Well, I'll just pick it up if you decide.
Kelly went to America.
Right.
He was the son of of Andrew
And
Kelly.
that's Andrew that's in Salto.
Andrew Kelly and Elizabeth Wallace.
Right.
Well, that my ancestor Jean was his sister.
Okay.
She was his twin.
Sister. They were twins.
They were twins. They were twins.
They were twins.
Okay.
Really? Because we have the
According
same.
to Chip, these buildings here are similar to the buildings that existed, or like unto the buildings that were kind of like where John Kelly and his father was Andrew, right? Lived. Now we're going to go over to the street where it actually was.
Those
Which was over here.
We're over here, but we're torn
These are
down.
new buildings, yeah. They tore these down to make way for, these buildings. They tore the old ones down, but we're now going to go to the street where he lived. Here it is, the place. Robertson Place. Tell us about it, Shan.
Robertson's Place is where the Kelly family lived in Kilmarnock, and what you see today is not how it looked, because it used to look more like
What I just filmed.
those houses
Yeah, I
over
filmed
there.
it so they could see.
And this is simply housing that the government has put up in its place.
And there's Cameron taking pictures, and Karen on Gilmore. The stone here says Kilmarnock 1 mile. You can see the arrow. And it's right at the base of the cemetery where the Ricarton Church is now. We talked today and we figured that Ricarton was here before Kilmarnock. More of the cemetery in Ricarton Parish, where the Kellys worship, possibly. Here's the Hannah Gremmel. We have some Gremmels. Jean Gremmel. So, here's a Gremmel over here. Is it? This is still the Ricarton Cemetery. All right, Cam.